Good evening and welcome to West Shamokin Junior Senior High School for tonight's Heritage Conference boys basketball matchup between the visiting Homer Center Wildcats and the West Shamokin Wolves. Welcome in for this senior night edition here on High Top Sports Network. We are going to celebrate 3 senior boy basketball players along with 3 senior cheerleaders as well. Obviously, if you tune into the network often, you know that for us personally, this is a night that's rather special as well, because 2 of the guys that will be honored here this evening are one of ours as well. They are broadcasters on here. If you watched Wolves football during the fall, Nico and Sean were those wonderful voices that were taking you through the action and probably giving you a couple of laughs along the way, and also narrating some great memories for you as well. So Nico and Sean certainly I could sit here and spend the next 30 minutes talking about each of them and just how wonderful young men they are, and the terrific things that they're going to do in their lives just because of their nature and their character, and just what kind of young men they are. And that's I want to throw Devin Hatch Cousins in there too. We don't know Devin quite as well as we do Nico and Sean, but Devin certainly an impactful basketball player, a team player, and that's not hard to see just by watching the Wolves on a nightly basis, like we're fortunate enough to do here more often than not on High Top Sports Network. So, again, my name is Joe Rhodes. Josh Schreckengoss will be joining me here momentarily. We got Logan on the camera here this evening, making his return. I think you've done a game with us already this year, Logan, but good to have you back nonetheless. But we're going to start the festivities here. So we're going to tune out, turn the mics up a little bit so you can hear the address here at West Shamokin Junior Senior High School, and so we can honor these seniors. Again, for the boys, it'll be Devin Hatch Cousins, Sean McCullough, and Nico Buffone. So we will see you guys after senior night here on High Top Sports Network.
Coaching staff, administration, booster programs, we are happy you are here to help us celebrate and showcase our senior athletes. First, we would like to honor the senior basketball players from Homer Center. Please come forward and accept a small token to honor your dedication and hard work. Michael Grzozik and Aiden Beckheim. Congratulations, and we wish you both the best in your future endeavors. And now for the West Shamokin Wolves senior basketball players. Please welcome senior basketball player Nicola Buffone. Nico is the son of Anthony and Megan Buffone. In addition to basketball, he is also a member of the baseball team. Nico is president of FCA, president of Leo Club, president of National Honor Society, student council vice president, and Varsity Wolfpack Club treasurer. Outside of school, Nico spends his time lifting, hunting, fishing, and studying the Bible. He's a high-top sports commentator and coaches Super Swing Baseball. His future plans are to attend St. Vincent College to play for the men's baseball team and pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Nico also plans to follow Christ the rest of his life, to have and support a family of his own. Nico's favorite quote is, "Let's go kick their you-know-whats," from Coach McCullough. And he literally says, you-know-whats. His advice to the underclassmen is, give your all in every practice and every game you play. Enjoy your teammates. Enjoy the memories that follow, because those are the things you will never get back. Ladies and gentlemen, Nico Alcantara. Please welcome senior basketball player Devin Hatch Cousins. Devin is the son of Mark Hood and Rachel Cousins. Outside of school and basketball, Devin enjoys spending time working on his show truck. His future plans are to enter secondary education and major in sales. Devin's favorite coach quote is, "Rebound gosh darn basketball," from Coach McCullough. Devin's advice for the underclassmen is, listen to Coach better than you do your parents. Ladies and gentlemen, Devin Hatch Cousins. And finally, please welcome senior basketball player Sean McCullough. Sean is the son of Judd and Angeline McCullough. In addition to basketball, Sean is a member of the golf team, Leo Club, and Wildcats Club. Outside of school, he enjoys fishing, hunting, and lifting. Sean's future plans are to attend Penn State Altoona to major in accounting and play golf. His favorite coach quote is, "If a coach is yelling at you, he sees your potential. When he stops yelling at you is when you should worry." And of course, from T-Mac, hydration is the key to success. Sean's advice for the underclassmen is, enjoy it while it lasts. It'll be gone in no time. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean McCullough. Please give a round of applause for all the senior grade basketball players and their families. And now for our senior cheerleaders. First, we have Morgan Long. Morgan is the daughter of Kim and Scott Long. She has cheered for West Shamokin for 5 years. Morgan is the captain of the varsity squad. Her future plans are to attend college to be a teacher or a dental assistant. Her favorite memory from this season were the bus rides home from away games, laughing and screaming the words to our favorite songs. Morgan's favorite quote is, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." Her advice to give is to live every moment like this is your last. You grow up in the blink of an eye and never get these moments back. So live life to the fullest. Morgan Long. Next, we have Ember Raddick. Ember is the daughter of Aaron Raddick and stepfather Rob Brown. She has been a cheerleader at West Shamokin for 3 years. Ember is also a member of the West Shamokin softball team. She's involved in Leo Club and loves fishing and hunting. Ember is the co-captain of the varsity squad. Ember's future plans are to attend college for early childhood education. Her favorite cheer memory is the football game against Homer Center this season. Ember's favorite quote is, "Do not allow people to dim your shine just because they are blinded." And her advice to give is to always be confident, even if you don't know what you're doing. Ember Raddick. And finally, we have Emma Zick. Emma is the daughter of Crystal and Kevin Zick. She has been a cheerleader for West Shamokin for 3 years. Emma is West Shamokin's senior class treasurer as well as the National Honor Society's treasurer. She is a member of the Leo Club, Wolf TV, and the Envirothon. Emma is the co-captain of the varsity squad. Her future plans are to attend Duquesne University to become a pharmacist. Her favorite West Shamokin cheer memory is landing on Gracie every time we try a new stunt. Her favorite quote is, "If you never try, you'll never know." Her advice to give is be open to new things and enjoy every moment with your teammates. Emma is it. Good luck, seniors. Thank you very much.
And Josh, welcome. Excuse me, welcome in. Those were your senior night, or senior night presentation here at West Shamokin Junior Senior High School. Pretty standard kind of protocol there, Josh. It's pretty much the same every year, every time we do this. But as I said when you were off the mic, it was a little bit different and special for us because two guys getting honored here tonight and that are near and dear to us here on High Top Sports Network, being that they are broadcasters. Like I said, they're ours too. We're broadcasting. High Top Sports Network. High Top Sports Network. Yeah, Facebook, online. Yep. Anyways.
Well, sometimes people want to hear where, want to hear who we are and where they can find the game. And as you mentioned, for Nico and Sean.
Oh, you're right in front of it.
Yeah, we're broadcasting. Oh, you look great.
Anyways, so yeah, Nico and Sean, as I said, they're getting honored here tonight for their accolades as West Shamokin basketball players. But as I said, Josh, they're ours too. They're our guys as well, broadcasters, and they've done a terrific job over the last 2 years working with us. Last year we had a co-op here, Wolves TV, getting us through the pandemic, and those two guys were at the forefront of it. And this year, kind of a little bit more of a expanded role, I guess you could say, for those two, taking on a broadcast on their own, doing football games every Friday night, doing every single West Shamokin game, and doing one of the best calls we've seen all year in that Homer Center. Ironically, we're here for Homer Center West Shamokin here tonight, but one of the best calls all season long, that West Shamokin and Homer Center game. Those two were the ones to provide it. So, again, as I said before, we could sit and talk about those two and the quality of young men that they are and the bright futures ahead of them, and just how highly we think of them here on High Top Sports Network. We could do that pretty much for the entire duration of this game, but there is a game to be played nonetheless. So, just say thankful for those guys, and it's been a real pleasure. And shout out to our man Nico for mentioning, including High Top Sports Network.
Put it in his bio. Put it in his senior bio there.
Yeah. So, they can't say enough.
Those are our dudes.
They're our dudes. So, anyways, West Shamokin Homer Center here tonight, Josh. It's both teams kind of not the seasons that they would ideally want to have. Records not where they would want them to be, but at this point in the season, there's still the pride factor, and you're playing for your pride. You're playing for your fellow teammate. You're playing for the folks that are coming out in this dreary, ugly night to come watch you play. So still plenty of things to play for here if you're the Wildcats and the Wolves.
Yeah, West Shamokin's been able to string together some wins recently. Had a rough start to the season and had a really rough game against Portage. But since that Portage game, The Wolves have been playing a lot better, getting some more balanced scoring. Devin Hatch-Cousins, our third senior player, had a really nice game here last week. Double-double, I believe. And, starting to get, like I said, some balanced scoring. Good effort. You would expect nothing less from a Judd McCullough coach team. These guys come out here and give it 100% every single night, regardless of, the record. They lost a lot from last year's team. It's an understatement. 4 starters from last year's team. So the Wolves have had a good second half to the season so far.
Yeah, and we knew coming into this season things were going to be a little bit different. You lose those stalwarts like Bo Swartz and Trevor Smolik and the guys that have been there and done that. Logan, to my right, they lose him as well.
That's right.
A guy in the locker room that every team needs. And, you knew it was going to be, I don't want to use the term rebuilding, but you knew that it was going to be a different kind of year than maybe years past. West Shamokin always competitive since entering the Heritage Conference. What has now been, about 6 years ago now. So this has been kind of the rarity. This has been one of the outliers in terms of West Shamokin's stint in the Heritage Conference. So really, we knew that was going to be the case, but to your point, Josh, the progression and the things you want to see from a team in this position as the season's gone on, you've seen those things. And that's, again, we're going back to those seniors. That's a testament to a guy like Sean McCullough, a point guard who obviously a crucial part of this team in years past whenever they were competing for District 6 championships and Heritage Conference championships. And a guy like him, a steadying force. We talked to his dad and his coach, Judd McCullough, about just how different this team, in our opinion, looks whenever Sean's not out there, because he's been banged up a couple times this year, and the team's had to kind of go stretches without him. And clearly, when Sean McCullough is not out in the court for this West Shamokin team, because just the ball movement and the way that things kind of flow, for lack of a better term, are much different whenever he's out of the ball game.
Yeah, and as you said, getting banged up a couple of times this year, and took a shot to the chest that aggravated some asthma that he's been dealing with, and it's just, talk about leaving it all on the floor. He leaves blood, sweat, and tears on the floor pretty much every game. And as you said, really the team leader, the point guard, offense flows through him. He really runs the show out there. So when he is off the court, as you said, Joe, it is noticeable. Go over to the Wildcats here. I saw our guy, Coach Paul Poley.
Yeah.
Said hi to him.
Yeah, Coach was gracious last year when we did a little bit of an interview with him, I think prior to the semifinals, the Heritage Conference semifinals, if I'm not mistaken, and was gracious with his time and made time in the evening, late in the evening, to Zoom with us and talk about the upcoming matchup. So, Coach Poley, another friend of High Top Sports Network, certainly, and a good quality coach, and you can tell that he's one of those guys, and this is pretty standard for Homer Center coaches. They bleed Wildcat colors, and they just love, the school in which they represent, and they're trying to build a program, not just here to coach guys for a certain period of time or anything like that. Coach Poley, and he expressed that last year in that interview you spoke of, Josh, that he's trying to build a culture and create a standard at Homer Center. And though the result's not what maybe Homer Center wants them to be, what they're building right now are things that are going to make it a sustainable program, and beyond 2023.
Yeah, and the very young squad too. Only 2 seniors on this team, Michael Krajosik and also Caden Vitale. Those are the 2 seniors. They lost a lot from last year too. So, but as you said, Paul Poley, really enjoyed talking to him. Really a basketball guy, and loves the game. And you can see, it radiates from the top down. The energy that he brings, and the just discipline and the attention to detail out there on the court, and his team follows suit. Yeah,
and it's like Coach Nick Moore. We got a chance to talk to him a lot because we covered the Homer Center girls a good bit last year as well. And you were on the call for their District 6 championship, Josh. And, I see a lot of similarities between Coach Poley and what he's trying to do with the program and what Coach Moore has, kind of cultivated there on that girls' side. And that's what popped into my head when I said about guys that just kind of love being a coach at Homer Center. It's obvious with those two. And Coach Moore not shy to tell you how much he loves coaching at Homer Center. He, prior to his job with the girls, he'd coached various teams at Homer Center, and then took that job and sure enough, there you go. They win a district championship last year over Bishop McCourt and make a deep state run, and some controversy there in that state playoff game for those girls. But it took another District 6 team to knock them out of those state playoffs in Belwadanis. So, Homer Center, you can always count on a team in Homer Center every year to be a possibility to make a state run, whether it be the football team a couple years ago or the boys basketball team a few years before that, the girls basketball team last year. Homer Center, they love their sports, as the case is through a lot of the Heritage Conference programs. I went to Marion Center, and they were a proud basketball program as well over that period of time. And that's the kind of the beauty of the Heritage Conference. You see these teams, you know exactly who's going to be on your schedule year after year after year, as opposed to the Whitfield or some other districts where realignment is not allowing those rivalries and that familiarity to take place. So it's always great to cover Heritage Conference. This might not be a matchup of two teams with records that are going to wow you, that are going to make, or teams that are going to go to the District 6 playoffs and contend for a championship, but it's Heritage Conference basketball, nonetheless, and that's something I'll show up for and get my bag of popcorn and enjoy, nonetheless, regardless of the stats and numbers and figures and things of the sort, Josh.
Yeah, such a great basketball conference and such a great basketball district in District 6. I've talked about it numerous times. One of the top districts in the entire state of Pennsylvania when it comes to hoops. A lot of amazing players have come out of District 6, you included, of course.
Well, that was so long ago that it doesn't even count anymore, I don't feel like.
It was this century.
That's like saying, George Washington was a president. Well, sure he was, but being a president, the first president back in 1799 is a little different than being the president in 2023. So I digress. But yes, thank you for the compliment anyways.
Hey, I've seen some game tape, man.
I made a couple buckets. Excuse me, I made a couple buckets back in my time.
I've seen some game tape.
A lot of blocks.
Tons of blocks. Throwing grown men to the floor type of blocks.
Well, it's a conference where, there's your point. When I played in the conference, you had Blairsville, who was a back-to-back state semifinalist with a guy. Listen to this. Here's a stat that I said on the air the other day. I don't know if you knew this, but 2,000-point scores.
I did. I heard you say that, and I can't remember who you were speaking to when you talked about it.
But they were amazed about that.
Yeah, it's like how did you hang with those guys? And you definitely did.
We squandered their undefeated season, the final regular season game of the year at Marion Center. We beat the Bobcats. Coach Woodrow says one of the, if not the greatest, Heritage Conference basketball game of all time. So. Again, that's what happens. These teams know each other so well. We knew each other so well, and sometimes you just got to throw the record books out with Heritage Conference basketball because you just don't know.
Well, I expect a good one here tonight. Obviously on senior night, you went through it, I went through it. You want to play your heart out. These seniors are obviously going to do that for West Shamokin, but I expect a pretty competitive game nonetheless. Wolves, like I said, able to string some wins together here over the past couple of weeks. And playing with a little bit more confidence than you saw earlier in the season.
Yeah, it's been a filling out process, Josh. You kind of got to find your role because, even guys like Nico Buffone, who's been a member of this program and has gotten varsity run as the music has been turned up. Yeah. I can hear it quite well now in my headset. But, these guys, Nico's role is expanded, and he's a senior. So you see things, wow, there's the music again. Yeah. Anthony Buffone, I think, in charge. He looks.
He's like, I don't know.
taking on the role that Nico would normally play. Nico over there normally for girls' games, I do know, but it's just been kind of a filling out process, and guys having to adjust quickly and have to figure out what it is that they're expected to do on a nightly basis. Because you can talk about that, you can anticipate that, but it doesn't really necessarily always come to be until you start kind of actually figuring it out on the court.
Yeah, just watching Nico out there in warm-ups, he hasn't missed very many.
You know what, though? The games where I went out and did that were the ones that I ended up not translating into the game. So let's hope that's not the case for Nico. But that's, in my case, certainly what took place in my Heritage Basketball Conference career.
Well, we were, Doug Flanders, another High Top Sports Network commentator, and I were calling a game, and he said the exact same thing you just did, Joe. He said there'd be days where I go out in warm-ups and not miss and then have 4 points.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then there'd be days where it felt like I couldn't hit the broadside of the barn and end up with 20.
Yeah, that's literally how it works. And when I go out in warm-ups, it changes your focus, I think, sometimes going into the game, where when I would be shooting poorly in warm-ups, I would know that. I'd go into the game knowing it, and then it made me kind of, adjust my game accordingly. Once the ball actually tipped off, I was going to the basket more. I was focusing on other areas of my game, not just scoring. I was focusing on being more aggressive defensively, on the boards, especially defensively, because I always believe, even not just in my case, but you see it time and time again, that when a guy's struggling, offensively, they can turn around quickly by playing, tough defense and allowing the defense to kind of guide them through any cold spells or any trouble they may be having on the offensive end. So that would typically be what would happen. Then when I go out and be shooting like Nico is right now, I'd think that I was Reggie Miller, and I'd start putting up threes, and I'm not a three-point shooter. And, as a result, it did not translate over. So I guess that's just kind of mind over matter. I wasn't good enough at telling myself, hey, just do what you're good at. Go out and do that. Instead, you get a little bit too big for your britches and carry over those lucky shots in warm-ups when nobody has a hand in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not getting guarded. So, that's funny that our own Doug Flanders said the same thing.
Yeah, just about 3 minutes away here before tip-off. See veteran official Paul Tatarko out there doing the varsity game tonight.
Is Bob Mervis here? No.
No, Bob is not here. Working with a different crew tonight is Mr. Tatarko. Usually when he and Bob work together, it's JV. And I saw him when we walked in, and he was in street clothes, and I'm thinking, what's he doing here? He's not reffing the JV game, but no, he's got the stripes on. He's going to be doing the varsity game here tonight as the captains, 3 seniors for West Shamokin. And for the Wildcats down there, Krajosik, and I believe that's, I can't see, he has his warm-up shirt on, so I don't want to misspeak.
I was going to ask you, Josh, could you take us through the starting lineups now that they gave us the numbers up there?
Yes, I can, indeed. So for the Wolves, obviously, Sean McCullough, Nico Buffone, Devin Hatch Cousins. I don't have the West Shamokin roster in front of me.
What number are you stuck on? We got 24. That's Homer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the other.
Number 15, I think, is
15, Sean.
Yep. Number 12 is Braden
Rogers.
Yep,
yeah.
Braden Rogers. Taking over Trevor Smolek's number, ironically.
Yeah.
He wore 21 last year, wearing 12 this year. Number 11, that would be Devin Hatch Cousins.
And I think number 1 is Ezra Osterling.
What about number 25? What about that guy?
That's Nicola Buffone.
Jason Melozer's number?
Yeah.
So number, I always remember numbers quite well, ironically.
But on the Homer Center side, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're good.
Michael Krajosik, number 24, and then number 5 is Caden Vitale. Number 22, Caleb Palmer. Number 1, Angelo Alexander. And number 3, Marcus Coy. And as we mentioned, the Wildcats are coached by Paul Polk. Pretty good crowd here on hand tonight, Joe, for senior night. And I'll tell you what, I walked out to the concession stand to get some water, and they got it all out there tonight. Sloppy Joe's, buffalo chicken dip.
Gotta love it.
The concession stand coming correct on senior night. Macaroni and cheese, of course, in the big crock pot.
Ooh.
Always the good stuff.
You're always very complimentary of the...
Oh, I love the West Shamokin concession stand. It is...
the best, Jerry.
The best, Jerry. One of my favorites of all time. Definitely here at West Shamokin. And not going to beat the prices.
Never. Never lost.
So right now, Athletic Director Dan Spencer down there going to read the...
creed.
The PIAA sportsmanship message.
Is it a creed?
Okay, it's kind of like a creed, I guess.
Not to be confused with the band Creed?
Not to be confused with the movie Creed starring Michael B. Jordan.
Arms wide open?
So Mr. Spencer reading that PIAA sportsmanship message. Then we'll get the national anthem and starting lineups, and we will be underway. Heritage Conference Boys Varsity Hoops tonight on High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengast alongside Joe Rhodes and the one and only Logan Hayes on camera. Oh, Travis is going to sing. Awesome.
Let's go. All right, Mr. Johns, I see you, player.
I'll tell you what a great job there by Travis Johns. I think that's the first time I've ever heard him sing.
I think he's going to give Kayla Carnahan a run for her money, Josh.
I don't know. She's, you know, it's such a great thing whenever these high school athletes, you know, are involved in different things. And I love to see when one of the players comes out and sing the national anthem. As you said, Kayla Carnahan down at Freeport for the volleyball team. And she was a good luck charm as they went to a state title. So maybe Travis is a good luck charm tonight for the Wolves.
Indeed. Josh, I was going to ask you, actually I'm going to mute out real fast so I can talk to Josh. All right. Still want to hear our personal conversation, basically saying, hey, can you thank all of our wonderful sponsors tonight?
Well, we'd certainly love to thank our scoreboard sponsor and official broadcast partner this evening, Schulteis Roofing Incorporated, a leader in commercial roofing solutions. Thanks to Jenny and Judy and all the fine folks down at Schulteis Roofing Incorporated.
Yeah, Jenny's always been super awesome to us, and big fan of hers. And really, I just admire folks that really see the importance of supporting their local communities. You know, they do work all over the region, and make sure you check them out online at schulteisroofing.com. But you know, they do stuff everywhere. They don't have to invest in their backyard, but they do, and that's super awesome. And the fact they do it with us as well, we're certainly appreciative of that. So thank you again to the fine people at Schulteis Roofing.
Yeah, great supporters of West Shamokin Athletics. Also thanks to Phoenix Physical Therapy, Rural Valley, and Katanning. Great sponsor, and they do a lot of work with us in the Armstrong County area. You can visit them online at PhoenixPhysicalTherapy.com. Make your appointment online. You can visit Brian Brooks here in Rural Valley or Damon Fermani in Katanning if you're closer to that location. We also would like to thank their Portage location, who's been a great sponsor, Ryan Scorin, up there in Portage.
What a great name for a guy that sponsors basketball.
Yeah, Ryan Scorin. Opening tip.
Looks like the Wolves will start with the basketball. Sean McCall, the aforementioned leader of this team, with the basketball. Wolves to start wearing their home whites, and the Wildcats in the visiting blacks. It's an easy game to watch if you're colorblind, Josh.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And that one's thrown down low. Osterling trying to find Rogers, cutting towards the hoop. Throws high, hits him in the hands, but out of bounds. Ball to the Wildcats, so an early turnover for the Wolves. Really, turnovers, Josh, that's been one of the kind of bugaboos for West Shamokin we saw early on in the season, not taking care of the basketball. Like we've seen that West Shamokin teams have passed, it's been a big emphasis of Coach Joe McCall is to take care of the basketball. And but as you said, and you made the point earlier, that's been something, along with many other facets of this team, that have gotten better as the season's gone on.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, it's a learning process. A lot of these guys are getting extended varsity run for the first time, like Osterling and Rogers, and even Hatch Cousins as a senior.
Nothing doing on that one. Rogers gets the basketball, pushes ahead to Buffon. The dribble to his right, kicks it over to Osterling in the wing. He's going to go baseline, cut off, loses the handle on it, throws it, and nearly another turnover, but it's going to stay here with the Wolves. Osterling just got a little too deep. The double team came over, tried to throw it in bounds, and luckily deflected off a Wildcat and out of bounds. Ball will stay here. McCullough to inbound. Thrown into Rogers, again wearing number 12. Switching his number around, kind of going backwards. He wore 21 last year, wearing 12 now. The number's been vacated due to the departure of Trevor Smolik, and there is that turnover, and it's 2 straight now in the first 2 possessions of the game for West Shamokin.
Yeah, not a very crisp start here for either team in the first minute.
Zero your score, 6:55 left first quarter. And there's a steal by Sean McCullough jumping out of bounds, able to throw back into Rogers, who's there to snatch it quickly and go the other direction. The Wolves getting that last turnover back. Nice defensive play there by Sean McCullough.
Well, 2 turnovers for each team so far.
McCullough gets a handoff from Hatch Cousins on a little bit of a switch, so go around that mismatch. It's up and in. Sean McCullough able to drop it in, looking to get the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. What a nice little move there by Sean McCullough on that little handoff from Hatch Cousins to draw the mismatch and get to the bucket, draw the foul, and sink the shot.
Great finish with the left hand, too. I liked it. Stayed away from the defender. Got that ball up over the outstretched arms of number 22. Caleb Palmer picked up the foul, and therefore the free throw is McCullough.
Yeah, first foul of the game by either team. McCullough looking to complete it. Back rim, no good, but there's Rogers for the offensive board. Gets it to Hatch Cousins, back to Buffone, and the Wolves will reset here with 6:22 left first quarter, a 2-0 lead. Bucket by Sean McCullough is going to put up another shot. This one rattles around, no good. Hatch Cousins crashes the board, skying for that one.
That hurts.
Going down in a heap, Josh.
You've been there, I've been there. You're going up for a board, you're jumping as high as you can. Some guys underneath you boxing out and just get kind of topsy-turvy. Hatch Cousins landing hard and smiling right now, though, but that might be a smile of more than a grimace of pain than a smile.
I love his attack when it comes to rebounding the basketball. He's not afraid to go after it. There's a shot that's well short. I believe that was Krajosic with the field goal attempt, no good. So the Wildcats remain scoreless. The Wolves defense doing just enough to keep them off the scoreboard here at West Shamokin. The Schulteis Roofing scoreboard as Hatch Cousins gets a little cutter, but no good. But there's Braden Rogers in the opposite block with the board and up and in.
Early advantage on the offensive glass here for the Wolves, Joe.
A 4-0 lead now for West Shamokin. You're right, Josh. The offensive rebounds are making a big difference right now. There's a drive, and looked like there might have been a travel, but as you said, veteran referee Paul Tatarko right there on the spot, and instead calls the jump stop by Caleb Palmer, and he put a little shot fake on Devin Hatch Cousins, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Palmer kind of looked like he went up into Cousins or Hatch Cousins, and I didn't really see Devin move his hand all that much. He looked a little surprised by the whistle.
You can take the blue light glasses off now. I'm not looking at the screen. That one off, and right on cue, Devin Hatch Cousins with the board. You know, he's got a nose for the basketball, and you know, he wasn't afraid to sky on that one where you saw him fall to the floor hard. That's part of rebounding the basketball sometimes. You got to kind of get dirty. And that ball stripped away from Rogers, and another turnover for the Wolves, who lead 4-1. Ball reverse the top of the key. Marcus Coy, there's a nice little give and go, but nothing doing. There's Osterling's able to get back, but the ball stripped away. And Nico Buffone with a poke ahead to Rogers. What a nice play there by Nico Buffone. And a foul on the floor, and give credit to number 25, Nico Buffone, keeping that one alive. Laying out, sliding like he's already in the baseball season. To poke it over to Braden Rogers, and the Wolves maintain possession as a result.
I'll tell you what, that was all hustle. You could hear the skin screeching across the floors. Buffone dove for that ball.
McCullough for 3, and it's good. Sean McCullough.
Nice easy stroke right there by McCullough. Nothing but net. 7-1 Wolves. 4:25 left here in the first.
Sean McCullough now with 5 of the Wolves. 7 points, that 3-pointer included. There's a nice little turn and up and in by Palmer. fundamental move right there, able to shed the defender and up and good. Caleb Palmer now facing the pressure of the Wolves. Ahead to Osterling, shot fake up and no good, but ball bounces around, but Krajosic able to come out of the pile with it. He's going to shoot a runner in the lane and good. So just like that, 4 quick points for the Wildcats, make it a 2-point Wolves lead here with 3:47 left first quarter.
A little bit of pressure here by the Wildcats.
Kind of a loose full court man. Here's Buffon for 3, and it's good! Nico Buffon from downtown. The Wolves shooting an impressive clip from range right now.
Yeah, maybe all those warm-up shots is going to carry over into the game.
He didn't hear us talking about it, so it didn't jinx him.
Yeah.
3:20 left here in the first quarter. 10-5 your score. The Wildcats are 4 quick points there, but Nico Buffon with a response for a 3. Here's Krajosic looking for his own response, short and off the hands of Hatch Cousins. And they'll stay here with the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think that one caught Hatch Cousins in the nose.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it to be short, so the deflection off the rim, not kind to Devin Hatch Cousins. That one stripped away. Krajosic on the baseline, the ball back to the Wolves. Nice defense once again. I didn't see who got a hand on that, Josh, but a good strip nonetheless.
Sean McCullough in there working hard.
Sean McCullough vying already for that. Always fun to have the Nicola Am Photography Player of the Game. These great photos you see up on the wall, provided by the aforementioned Nicola Am Photography. Make sure you check her out online.
Yeah, she does a lot of, wow, what a great outlet pass there.
Yeah, Osterling sneaking behind the defense there. Some might call it cherry picking, but Osterling smartly just kind of
drifted back there, and they lost track of him.
So that makes the lead now 12-5 in favor of the Wolves here with 2:45 left. Man-to-man defense from the Wolves. Coy gets hit on a cutter. Now a little pass. Shot up by Ciani. Rebounded, offensive board, and a foul. Nice job by the Wildcats to do a little bit of work of their own on the offensive board, much like the Wolves have here so far. And Angelo Alexander rewarded now with a pair of free throws.
Yeah, that was a good contest by Nico Buffon to force the miss on the original shot, but Alexander, offensive rebound, foul on the way back up.
Not sure that foul. I guess that's going to go against Osterling, I believe. Second foul for the Wolves. Both teams now with 2 fouls here in the first period. The subs come in. It'll be the young man who did a terrific job on the national anthem, Johns, and then also Hatch Cousins back from that brief little stint on the bench, getting bonked on the nose. Hatch Cousins, there he is. You see how he grabs it high like that?
Yeah.
You got to love that if you're a coach.
He's already got 5 rebounds in this first quarter, Joe.
The Wolves now lead at 12-6 as we near the end of the first quarter here. The 2-minute mark upcoming, 2:10 to be exact left in this game. That ball stripped away from McCullough, getting a little too deep there. Krajosic comes away with it, throws it up to Coy. Coy off the backboard, and good. Nice job in transition there between Krajosic and Coy. And the Wildcats hanging around, down by just 6 here with a timeout taken. Not sure which side. I think it might have been Homer. It was indeed. It's going to be a full timeout. Josh?
Yeah, I think Judd McCullough actually called that timeout. I thought I saw him call a timeout, but
Yep, they're going to give it to Homer. So maybe Coach McCullough won one too, but he gets to save it and keep it in his pocket.
Yeah, keep it in his pocket.
Josh,
I'd like to thank Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments Incorporated. Brian Myers, great friend of ours and a great supporter.
friend of High Top, a good thing to be.
Yes, and just tremendous professional staff there at Carson Boyer, and they can help you through what is obviously a difficult time, and they do it with dignity and respect.
Could they just make a monument? Dignity and respect, yes. Very, very good. Could they just make me a stone if I wanted one? Like, what if I just wanted a rock?
Yeah, they actually, if you go on their website, they do have, personalized monuments that.
What if I want to just erect one for myself? Just put it in a yard.
I'd say we can probably do it for you.
Could they make like a cut? Could they cut it to my for me?
Cut it to your specifications.
Give me like a bust, like a Joe bust made of
that'd
marble.
Be cool. Yeah, right outside your
You
front
might
door.
be the only person that would think that's cool.
I think it would be awesome. Logan
is shaking his head at us right now.
Logan incredulous right now.
Incredulous. Press there again by the Wildcats. Broken by the Wolves. Good passing. Good reverse there. Another nice reverse. John's trying to get it inside. Thinks instead to throw that skip pass. Nice quick pass in the corner now for Talmadge. No good. There's Rogers skying for a nice offensive board. Power dribble up and in.
Stinks.
Rogers with another nice fundamental play there. The power dribble.
Yeah, he and Hatch Cousins are dominating on the glass right now. Nice putback there for Braden Rogers. He's up to 4.
Wolves now switching to a zone. I love that about this West Shamokin team. You saw it a lot during the past few seasons when this team was making District 6 playoff runs and Heritage Conference Championship runs. And they like to keep you on your toes by switching up that defense. And you saw man-to-man during the first 7 minutes of this first quarter. Now it's a little bit of a zone look.
Well, Homer, looks like they're going to maybe hold for this last shot.
I think they're trying to set something up, but again, this Wolves zone, a new look for them, so they're kind of trying to figure out what to do. But a nice baseline jumper here, just a bit short. And Talmadge skying, grabbing it with one arm and reeling it in for another West Shamokin rebound with 40 seconds remaining and a 6-point advantage. Here's Hatch Cousins, the kick out, but that one stolen away. Nice job there by Nash Budner to.
Well, I like how Hatch Cousins didn't give up on that play, Joe. He turned it over and then stayed right with that man and smacked it back into his hands and stepped on the line right there. So didn't give up after the turnover and turn around and head back down the court.
Yeah, I like just the Wolves' awareness tonight. It's been on point. You know, Sean McCullough kind of starting things early. You can kind of see they go as he goes. As he goes to the rim here, and he's fouled and will go to the ground. And his mom, Angie, a couple seats down from us, cringing. So he'll go to line and shoot 2 here with 19.4 seconds left, and that's the third foul whistled so far against the Wildcats.
I think he banged his elbow. That's kind of what he was rubbing there after he got up.
Well, Sean, he's just had a rough go this year.
Yeah, he certainly has.
A lot of contact absorbed by number 15, Sean McCullough. But he's out there. You don't see him taking any long stints. You know, he'll kind of catch his breath sometimes, but he doesn't miss too many plays. Makes one of 2 there, Josh, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say he's up to 6 now, leading all scorers.
So 12 seconds left here. Homer likely with the last shot of this quarter. Here's Budner. He gets it over to the corner to Siani. Siani puts it up front rim, no good. An offensive rebound. Going to have to put something up with 1 second. Not going to have enough time, and that's it. The defense by the Wolves swarming as the clock expires, not allowing the Wildcats to get off his shot, and that's how things end here in the first quarter. Your score, West Shamokin 15, Homer Center 8 on High Top Sports Network's presentation of Heritage Conference basketball here in the second to last day of January. Hard to believe, Josh. The last full month of high school basketball about to conclude here. We get into February, a couple weeks left, and then it's on to the playoffs. A fun time of year. I know you enjoy it. I certainly enjoy
Love it.
Basketball playoffs, and make sure you're staying tuned to what we're doing here on High Top Sports Network and the games that we'll have upcoming in the postseason. Maybe some of the teams we don't normally see on the network might be on the network for the playoffs, and maybe a lot of the usual cast of characters will be, but just again, make sure you're following us and liking and following us on Facebook, Twitter, the Instagram, and
we got
YouTube.
An InstaFace account.
Yeah, our buddy
Mason,
thank you. I'm blanking right now. I'm like Mason. I know Mason so well. He's a great person. I meant to actually reach out to him. He's many of you know Mason when doing calls on High Top Sports Network. Took a job in Dayton, Ohio, in a news station, and so he no longer with us, but here in spirit.
Yeah, maybe he'll jump on once in a while around the holidays or whenever he's back around home.
The Wolves start the second quarter with the basketball and a 7-point advantage. Shot from range. And guess who? Sean McCullough, once again, knocking it down to make it a 10-point West Shamokin lead. That's his second three-pointer, I believe, Josh,
yes,
of this
it is.
Ball game.
Confident pull right there by McCullough.
Really just a lot of confidence. There's a nice cut, but just getting a little too deep was Coy, and the Wolves come out with the basketball and a 10-point lead already in hand. But nice job cutting there. The Wolves defense, it's one thing you'd say about the Wolves they're not doing great on is defending those cutters. Rogers reverses it to Osterling. But confidence, back to what we said a moment ago, confidence kind of all over the place. You saw Buffon pull a three, and pretty looking stroke when he did, and nailed it. And Talman shot a three earlier, just missing. And Hatch Cousins doing his thing as always down low. So really just a confident group. Here's Rogers. Hit. Looked like Krajosic might have gotten ball, but bumped from behind. We'll see who this foul goes against. It's going to go against Krajosic, so maybe it was Alexander who got a hand on the basketball and Krajosic who gave him the body, but nevertheless, it'll be Rogers at the line to shoot two.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened because when Alexander heard that whistle, he was like, no, I had a clean block.
We're saying about maybe some things the Wolves haven't done well free throw line so far. Maybe those numbers could improve as Rogers misses the first. And case was the same a moment ago. Sean McCollum, both will not find the twine, but a turnover by Homer Center. Talk about awareness by the Wolves. No awareness there by Homer Center. The ball handler stepping on the sideline. Give the ball right back to West Shamokin here with 6:52 left in the second quarter and already facing a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times, just not being aware of those out-of-bounds lines for Homer Center, and it's cost them.
McCullough trying to take his defender off the dribble, gets a little too low, avoiding a carry, even though he might have slid a little bit. Here's Rogers, nice kick to the corner to McCullough. Thrown over, here's a shot up, and good. Easton Barrett getting into the act with a three.
Haven't called his name.
No, we have not. But the threes raining down here at West Shamokin this evening. The lead up to 21-8 in favor of the Wolves. Hungry like the Wolves.
Well, they're hungry from long distance tonight, and they're eating another turnover there by the Wildcats.
You know, certainly turnovers are something where you can control to a certain extent, but the Wolves' defense is certainly a big part in it as well. Very active. Their hands are active. They're reaching, but not too aggressively to draw a foul. As Rogers stops at the foul line, and there's a pretty little pull-up by Braden Rogers, and a timeout by Coach Paul Poley and the Homer Center Wildcats as they have seen the deficit swell now to 15 points, Josh.
Yeah, and the Wolves, as you said, playing really well defensively. Homer Center making some mistakes, but I think they're being pressured into it by the good defense of West Shamokin. The timeout taken by Coach Poley, trying to slow it down a little bit here. And look at that balanced scoring up there on the scoreboard. McCullough leading everyone with 9 and Rogers with 6.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. Again, all season long, you're looking for these little subtle improvements from this team, and the adjustments made from game to game, and that balance. They're not afraid to share the basketball. If there's one trait you want your team to have more than any, it's probably to be kind of selfless and share the basketball. Be willing to find that open man or make that extra pass, and we've seen that be the case here tonight. And it doesn't hurt when you start knocking down threes at the clip that the Wolves have here so far as well. Saw Barrett do it a second ago, and Sean McCullough with 2 to his name. Nico Buffon with 1. So right there, talking about 12 points of the 23 for West Shamokin coming from behind the arc. More points from behind the arc than inside of it.
Yeah.
So Homer now, after the timeout, looking to climb back into this one. It was tight for much of that first quarter, but really this second quarter, the first 2.5 minutes of it at least, have been all West Shamokin.
And that zone has been giving Homer Center fits.
But right there on cue, knocking down the 3 from the corner was Braden Dunn. Nice looking shot there, quick pull. Just what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats, who end their scoreless streak. They're going to call that a 2.
Yeah, Mr. Tatarko had the 2 down.
McCullough going to drive the lane, get up a little scoop shot. How pretty was that? Sean McCullough having a night so far. He's into double digits now with 11 points.
Yeah, got to that left side again and able to finish with that left hand. A little scoop shot right there by McCullough. He is playing great tonight on senior night.
Yeah, whether it be outside or inside, just ball handling in general. Sean McCullough, it's, as they say, vintage Sean McCullough here so far in these first 10-plus minutes of this game, and poked away by Rogers, and Talmadge able to come up with it. And again, another turnover by the Wildcats. Been kind of the story here in this first half is a lane opens up for McCullough. He's going to go kick it to the corner to Talmadge, rewarding him for the pass earlier. That one back rim, but Talmadge able to track it down, get it over to McCullough. New possession, step back for McCullough, no good. Kind of a heat check.
Yeah, he needed to be about a foot behind the arc, and then that one would have gone down. A little too strong on that.
There's a runner by Coy, no good. Rogers with the rebound, limiting the Wildcats to just one shot. And that's not been the case at the other end, as you saw the last possession. The Wolves getting a second chance opportunity. And that, talk about differences in this game. You give a team multiple chances down their end of the court. They're going to capitalize eventually as Rogers hanging there, barely missing. That one rattles out, but Hatch Cousins for the putback. Another second chance opportunity the Wolves take advantage of. The lead is back up to 17.
Great play by Hatch Cousins right there. Gets the offensive rebound, comes down and right back up with it quickly, Joe. Didn't give Homer Center a chance to adjust the D, and he went up and scored a bucket right underneath the hoop. 17-point lead for West Shamokin.
Yeah, a lot of these points, Josh, right now coming off of the second chance opportunities for West Shamokin, and that's something that you just can't have happen. The likelihood, the percentage of the team is going to score more points than you goes up dramatically whenever you're giving them multiple opportunities at the basket on a particular possession. And so far, the Wolves, not only are they getting those second chance opportunities, they're capitalizing on them, as the case was there by Devin Hatch Cousins. Again, climbing the ladder, grabbing that ball at its peak, keeping the ball high, and putting it back up and in to give the Wolves the 17-point advantage here with 3:23 left in quarter number 2.
Yeah, they've really made a nice run here in this second quarter to open up a big lead. You know Coach McCullough, he doesn't take his foot off the gas, that's for sure.
Well, there's a foul, late whistle.
Oh, Talmadge getting whistled for that one.
Yeah, if anything, I thought the foul was going to be called for a bump from behind. It looked like he was getting trailed by somebody, and Talmadge's wry smile tells the story. Doesn't feel as though he committed the foul, but that will not change, as taking advantage of it was Angela Alexander knocking down the first, and Talmadge now will take a seat, and in comes number 25, Nico Buffon. Alexander, shot up and good. Nice job there by Alexander to capitalize on the opportunity and sink both free throws and get it down to a 15-point West Shamokin lead. Strange little, nice backdoor pass to Johns. Sean McCullough with that court vision of his, able to spot Johns cutting for the right side block, and nice job.
He's made some really good dishes. Oh, another turnover there by the Wildcats.
Rogers, Johnny on the spot, a little hesitation. That was pretty up, but blocked away by Alexander. Coach McCullough and many here wanted the foul called. Nothing doing is that one stolen away. Errant pass by Coy right to the hands of Devin Hatch Cousins. So trading quick possessions there. Dump inside, double, give and go. Johns off the glass a little too hard. He couldn't really maintain it, but there's another chance and another chance. How many will they get?
Oh, boy.
That one's still loose. Sean McCullough on the floor. This is one pinballing around. Devin Hatch Cousins up off the glass and fouled. A fourth or fifth, I don't even know, Josh. Fifth opportunity there, and that aggressiveness of the Wolves on the glass, the offensive glass, more importantly, really paying off in this one, as Devin Hatch Cousins now will go to the line and shoot 2. It's the 5th foul against Homer Center in this first half. And again, there's that bugaboo for the Wildcats, or the Wolves rearing its head again, missing the front end of the free throws.
Now Sean McCullough coming off the court, kind of grimacing there. He was rubbing his left calf, left leg, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he went down when he dove for the ball, so everything he's encountered this year not deterring him from still putting his body on the line. And there were a pile of bodies there, so you have to imagine that he drew some contact. 30-12, your score here. Under 2 minutes to play. Quarter number 2. The Wolves really kind of building a lead that you see here right now in this second quarter as Budner throws that one out of bounds, and the ball will once again go back to the Wolves. The turnovers, showers of continuing here. As Homer will play a little man-to-man full court. Well, it looks like a little bit of a 1-2-2 full court press. Over to Talmadge. One of those guys that Coach McCullough certainly sees a really bright future for in this Wolves basketball program. We certainly know his future quite bright on the Lynx.
Yeah.
Freshman.
Can't even imagine shooting some of the scores he carded this year.
Yeah, he's, like 14, 15 years old? And I've never shot those rounds, ever. Hatch Cousins falling to the ground, but does get rid of it to avoid any kind of travel call. Buffone's going to put up the deep three. That one, good. Nicola Buffone from range.
Way to go, Nico. Another triple there.
I would say he's feeling himself.
Yeah, and we saw him in those warm-ups and talking about it, and he was just out there stroking.
Yeah, it's translating for him. He unlike Doug Flanders and myself, not having an issue making that pregame hot streak translate.
Well, right there, Braden Dunn put up that three. He was definitely contacted. No call right in front of the official, and he turned and he smacked his arm and telling the official, look, I just got hammered right there. No call.
Yeah, the fouls 5-3 in favor of West Shamokin as Rogers and McCullough head back into the game for Olinger and Talmadge. 35 seconds left. Yeah, Homer's just like, give me a break. I need to catch one here eventually.
Yeah.
Wolves in the zone. Osterling at the top, a 3-2 with Buffone and McCullough on the side of that. And there's a foul drawn, maybe a little bit of a makeup call, but nonetheless, give credit to Angelo Alexander, who's done a good job of drawing some fouls and getting himself to the free throw line. Last time he was there, he sunk both of those.
Yeah, Hatch Cousins picks up his second right there.
So now Jaden Klanowski will come in to spell Hatch Cousins, as Josh mentioned there a second ago. His second foul. You don't want to see him pick up a third before the second quarter. Here's Budner, a deep three. That one no good. Ball loose. Osterling picks it up in 14 seconds left. And a 20-point advantage for the Wolves. 33-13. 4 seconds left. That one knocked away, but it'll stay here with 2.2 seconds left.
Yeah, good block there by Nash Budner as McCullough dropped it off to Rogers, and Budner right there for the swat.
Nash's father, Devin, good basketball player in his time, is shot by Rogers, well short, front rim, not well short, I guess, front rim, and no good. So that's how things will conclude in the first half of play here. The second quarter really making all the difference for the West Shamokin Wolves, who now have a 33-13 lead over the visiting Wildcats here on this presentation of Heritage Conference boys basketball on High Top Sports Network. Josh, give me your impressions here of the first half.
Well, it's tough to play any better, really, than West Shamokin did. Great defense, forcing a lot of miscues by Homer Center. They've hit from beyond the arc. They've been able to get the ball inside a little bit. McCullough, good couple of finishes near the rim, also a couple of threes. He's had a really, really nice first half. And then you got 6 points from Rogers, 6 points from Buffone. He's hit a couple of threes. So West Shamokin not doing much wrong here. As you mentioned, he's struggling from the free throw line a little bit. And they've had some turnovers of their own that I'm sure Coach McCullough is addressing right now in the locker room. But really a great first half here and a great second quarter in particular for West Shamokin. Homer Center, though, you got to come out and you got to be I don't know if they are fearful of turning the ball over or making mistakes. That zone definitely played with their head a little bit. And they seem to, the turnovers seem to stack up once West Shamokin went into that zone. So I'm sure Coach Poley diagramming, some ways to combat that. But that's where, Coach McCullough might come out and be back in man.
That's exactly right, Josh. And that's why I said in the past they've done a really good job of switching back and forth between that man and zone. You won't see them stay in it too long.
Right.
And, I think really there's guys, look at Jim Boeheim. He's a guy who lives and dies by the zone defense. There's coaches that won't even touch a zone defense.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of silly because regardless of the level of basketball, most certainly I think this applies to high school basketball, it has the way of really keeping teams off balance. It's sort of a little secret kind of, not secret, but like a little chip in your pocket that you can use if you're really trying to, kind of find an advantage or you need a little bit of a boost of some sort. And you saw that in the second quarter. It was a close game for much of that first quarter, but then the second quarter was really all West Shamokin. And to your point, Josh, I think a lot of that had to do with what that zone defense and the havoc it was creating for West Shamokin.
I couldn't agree with you anymore there, Bud. That was very well said.
Thank you. What I was going to say there, at one point in the game, I got a whiff of something, and it smelled like a Jersey Mike's Italian sub made Mike's way.
Oh, man. I wish I would have gotten a whiff of that.
There's a free plug right there for Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's, give us a ring because we frequent the Butler location quite often.
All too often. The high top guys are real big fans of the Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, at least once a week it's...
Made Mike's way, mind you.
Yeah, made Mike's way, of course. But no onions because I'm scared of living my life.
Yeah, you just, Yep, pretty much. And we always leave. If you use the Jersey Mike's app, we're really giving them a plug now. So Jersey Mike's, remember your boys.
Yeah.
But you use the app, you get to write a fun little message, and I always put in some fake name, of course. I forget what it was. It was like Stanky Mike and the guys.
Yeah, and I was like, I went in and looked at it, and I'm like, who is this for? Whose sandwich is this?
And and I put fun names on it, and I always say, like, your order, you don't get onions. If I'm ordering on my mobile app, I'll put, no onions, please, because I'm, like you said, I'm scared of life.
I'm scared of success.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to live, things like that.
The people at Jersey Mike's have to appreciate that, a little chuckle in their day. But enough Jersey Mike's, they're not paying us for anything.
I wish I would have smelled it. I mean, it would have made me hungry for it, that's for sure.
The only thing that could be better about Jersey Mike's is if they stayed open later.
That's true.
Like if I could leave here and go to Jersey Mike's,
it would be happening.
But really, my options are quite limited. Got McDonald's and Sheetz.
Yeah.
And both of which.
Wendy's.
Yeah. Might have to do that, Trekkie.
Yeah.
You're driving. It's not up to me.
Well, I'm hungry too. So. I did want to hit the concession stand there earlier, and I was looking at it, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll have time to down this because let me tell you, when you get the macaroni and cheese, it comes in a bowl, and it's heaping.
I would hope so. What do you put it in your hand?
No.
You're going to take a spatula out and just dump it right in your hand so I can get out of here.
I'm saying it comes in a bowl, but it's like heaping. It's not just like, you throw a couple spoonfuls into the bowl. It's like heaping.
Well, they're not cheap out here in West Shamokin.
Oh, no, they do not short you when it comes.
I like to call those Steffi's Country Catering size servings.
Yeah.
Where it's they don't cheap you at Steffi's Country Catering on your the size of the meals you get there. And we know this because we just got a Sunday special here recently. The high top guys indulging in some Steffi's Country Catering Sunday takeout.
Chicken Romano pasta.
Yeah, out of sight.
It was fantastic. And I always love when Terry posts the Sunday takeout deals and it says feeds 5. And more likely you could feed about 8.
Yeah. Or just one Josh and one Joe.
That's true.
And when we're busy with work and Sundays can kind of be our one day to kind of like catch our breath, we end up gorging ourselves at Steffi's Country Catering.
Yep, Terry, he as I like to say, slicks us up.
Oh yeah. Sticks to the ribs.
It's an Adrian Collinsville Worthington ism. Slicks you up.
Oh yeah. The man.
Oh, T-Steph. The Butcher.
6969.
At yahoo.com.
That's his number. He said it's always, it was a bit. Okay, so how did that work out? Because, that's not a number that's common in jerseys. Well, he was just like, I need it. And they just make him a jersey.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, man.
Armstrong County Hall of Famer.
one of just an institution on the local baseball diamonds of Armstrong County, Terry Steffi.
And the Stangs, of course. He was a coach for the Worthington Katanning Stangs. And, our time at the Leader Times, we covered a lot of Stangs games. And so I was going through, and I realized there's a ton of Stangs photos that never see the light of day, never made the newspaper. And so just show Terry a little bit of gratitude and thanks for just being who he is. We downloaded the better part of what? How many pictures do you think was on there?
There was a lot. It was a flash drive.
It was a very big flash drive nonetheless. And we gave that to Terry again just as a little – because we can't do enough to thank him. It'd be impossible to do that. Most I can do is just enjoy his wonderful food and share with you folks out there how good it really is. But I just didn't want those pictures to just sit on a server somewhere and then eventually get deleted without being kind of saved. I see photos and I see broadcasts like this and I see stories as kind of a picture in time. And whenever those things get lost, they're lost. They're gone.
Yeah.
And so. As I said, the only people to maybe see 95% of those photos were you and I and anybody at the Leader Times, and I'm going to guess that's no one.
Yeah. I'm going to say it was me and you.
Yeah. So, and those that we would put in the newspaper, but, you only have room for one or two. Meanwhile, we're taking upwards of 100 photos at a game.
Yeah, well, the folks out there are going to be hearing the click of the camera here in the second half. This is the better angle for me to shoot at. So they'll be hearing some clicks.
Yeah, no Abby Osterling in the house tonight. Normally would.
I know. I was looking for her.
She would normally be up here taking. She takes great photos. So, we put up a little bit of a compilation. If you haven't checked that out, make sure if you want to see our kind of some fun moments from the year 2022, go into YouTube and check out our compilation there we made. It's about 15 minutes long, so make sure you get yourself a snack and a drink and sit down and watch it all. But some really, really cool clips from 2022, and you got heritage teams like Homer Center girls and Portage boys, and then you got your Whitfield teams that we cover as well, and it's just a nice little compilation. But where was I going with that, Josh?
Abby, she took a bunch of the photos that were on there.
Yep, and some of the photos that are on there, some of the ones I really, really enjoy. I'm thinking about not Brandon Stover, but Owen Stover. Brandon would be his older brother. Owen and volleyball. She took some great pictures of him there. She just always coming up to us at games and willing to lend her services. And boy, oh boy, are we glad to have those services when she's willing to share her gift, I guess you could say. And she's good behind the camera. I told her mom that one time. And I think her mom joked around. She's like, "You don't have to be nice." I'm like, "No, I'm serious. She's really good."
Yeah. She said, Coach Melinda Osterling, that's Abby's mom. She is the
Coach O.
Coach O.
The one and only.
West Shamokin girls volleyball head coach and an assistant with the boys volleyball team. And
their secret weapon in winning District 6 championships for the boys.
Yeah, really. Getting the Coach O point.
Yeah, just stopping the game and winning the call, mind you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a delay there. And swinging the tide in what was the best game I saw all of 2022. But you're saying?
Oh, no, I said, we really appreciate Abby every time she takes photos for us at a game. Because, look, she's not coming to the game to work. But and Coach O said, she really enjoys doing it. She loves doing it.
And our pictures can only be so much. We're positioned right here at the where you see us, where your view is there at home, and we're positioned here. We can't really move too much.
Yeah.
And so our pictures, if we're sitting here, are going to be, pretty much from one vantage point. And then if you're you're shooting in a basket, you're going to get the back of people, or whether it's right or left. So options limited for us, but. And we still try to take them nonetheless, but we certainly do appreciate whenever folks like Abby are here to, again, share her gift and get you some good-looking pics to enjoy in the Leader Times, in which High Top Sports Network is responsible for creating. So if you see the sports section of the Leader Times, that would be High Top Sports Network. Good edition tomorrow, Josh.
Yeah, man. All kinds of cool stuff in it. Make sure you pick up a copy.
And there's Sean McCullough picking up where he left off with putting a left arm out and knocking it out of bounds.
He's playing like a defensive back out there. He had that one interception right here, and he turned and was able to keep it in. And right there, knocking it down like a defensive back.
Looking like a young Antonio Cromartie. Let's hope he doesn't have the dating future of Antonio Cromartie.
Oh, man.
That one's stripped away, but they're going to whistle it. And Rogers, I don't blame him. If anything, it looked like Hatch Cousins might have reached in there. But you know what? Hatch Cousins with 2 fouls already. Probably better that one is going to go against Rogers, because I think he only has 1. No, he has none, so that's only his first. So kind of a break for the Wolves. And again, who is it at the line but Alexander, who, again, doing a good job for Homer Center. If there's a bright spot, and there he is knocking it down again. Bright spot for Homer here is Alexander's ability to get to the rim and draw some fouls against the Wolves.
Yeah, Alexander's also, I seem to recall him blocking a couple shots as well, so he's played some pretty decent defense here for the Wildcats as well.
I want to say all of his points are from the line so far. The phone now with it, gets it back to Sean McCullough, and the Wolves done a good job as well. I want to mention breaking that Homer Center press. Been pretty consistent with it here all night long with the Wolves, rarely having any trouble with it, as there's Rogers kind of stealing it from his own man, cutting in front of Osterling and snatching it and going up and in with it, but the assist will go to Sean McCullough nonetheless. Quick play, and there's Alexander again on the block. Nice play by that young man.
Yeah, he's up to 8 points right there. Oh, McCullough got hit there right on the line, and they're going to call a foul against Owen Ciani.
Both teams now with Shamokin with 2 fouls, and Homer that being their first. Here's a deep pass to Rogers, who steps around the defender, Palmer, and able to go up and in. A little bit of a spinning reverse. Nice play there by Braden Rogers. He's up into double digits now to join Sean McCullough in that category. He has 10.
And McCullough again with one of those long full court passes, finding his man streaking down the court. That was Rogers.
Krajosic, nice bounce pass into Alexander, who's misses the shot, but he's certainly making these high top guys up here say his name a few times. McCullough with the basketball. Minute and a half into this third quarter. Wolves lead by 20. There's Buffon, going to get to the hoop. Skies up off the glass, just a little too hard there. And tracking it down for the Wildcats was number 2. Oh, and a nice shot there by number 2. That, of course, Josh.
Owen Ciani.
Yeah, Owen Ciani. So, lead back into the teens, 17 to be exact. 5:52 left, and a foul stops play. It's going to go against the aforementioned Owen Ciani. Everybody out there for the Wildcats with a foul. 2 guys with 2, that being the aforementioned Ciani along with Krajosic. And another one going through the hands of Rogers. And this is going to be Krajosic going the other way. Fights off the defender, but the defense too good there by Hatch Cousins. And no awareness there by Braden Rogers. Got to know where that guy is.
Yeah.
Got to feel that pressure. You got to know where that defender is at all times. But Wolves luckily will maintain possession here. Leading by 17 as McCullough picks up his dribble. Long pass there, and the turnover bug biting the Wolves here early on in this second half. 3 up, no good. That was Braden Dunn. Loose ball.
Oh.
McCullough crashing to the floor. Wrecking ball, and there's a foul.
Oh, he landed on the ball right there, Sean did. That was Nico that hit the floor first, and then McCullough got tripped.
Don't necessarily care for that play by Palmer.
Oh, that's just bad luck right there for Sean. He got his foot taken out, and he landed literally right on top of the ball in the ribs.
I want to come to a game where Sean catches a break.
Yeah, I know, and it's not banging off the floor multiple times.
Multiple times. Is Jen Blystone coming over to check on the point guard. So 5:13 left here, and for the first time tonight, Coach McCullough letting his team here a little bit. Not happy with the start here in the third quarter. Kind of lackadaisical with the ball, I guess you could say, Josh. Some turnovers that have been quite evident early on, and it was not a characteristic of this team in the first half.
Yeah, no, especially not in that second quarter. I mean, they turned the ball over a couple times, but on the whole, protected it well, and that was why they were able to jump out to such a big advantage. Now down to 17-point lead. I mean, still a pretty hefty lead, but Homer showing a little more fire here in the third quarter.
We talked about this team, again, not rebuilding, kind of retooling, you'd say. And, you know, they'll lose 3 seniors after this season, the young men that they honored before the game. That, of course, Sean McCullough, Nico Buffone, and Devin Hatch Cousins. As Osterling finds Hatch Cousins on the block. Nice extra pass there by Osterling. Just smarts by that young man. Doesn't matter what sport he's in. He just always making heads-up plays.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, out of the timeout, drawn up perfectly there by Coach McCullough and executed perfectly by his team.
But what I was going to say, you know, they lose 3 seniors after this year, but after that, there's only 2 juniors on this squad.
Yeah.
So a young team, certainly, and those juniors being, of course, the aforementioned Ezra Osterling, and made that nice pass to Hatch Cousins, and then Liam Rupp, number 32, the other junior. So a lot of this, what's going to be the future core of this team after guys like Sean McCullough, who was just fouled, Nico Buffone, and Devin Hatch Cousins depart, are sophomores or freshmen.
Yeah, that's 3 on Ciani now with that hand check foul he just picked up. He's taking a seat on the Homer Center bench.
Josh, you mentioned that equal distribution of scoring for West Shamokin. Looking up that scoreboard, you got a guy with 11, you got a guy with 10, 5, 2, 2. So, meanwhile, you have 2 guys on the floor for Homer with no points, but here's Krajosic skying it up and knocking it out of bounds. Yeah, I was going to say, nice hustle. And I love the hustle from Alexander. You talk about, you know, kind of matching that intensity when it comes to getting up and getting on the glass like a Devin Hatch Cousins. And Alexander's done just that for Homer. Rogers not keeping his head up, passes late. Got to keep your head up on that.
Yeah, they would have had Talmadge for an easy layup right there.
Oh, nice step through by McCullough, and good. What a pretty play by Sean McCullough, able to keep it away from the defender who was reaching in there. And that's a nifty ball handling of Sean McCullough on display here tonight. On senior night, nonetheless. Budner, extra pass over to Coy, who's going to shoot a little runner in the lane. Nice pass, extra pass by Budner to find Coy, and Coy hitting the difficult runner. Love that shot.
I know.
It's a Marion Center staple. Made famous by my point guard, Jason Meloser, Penns Manor girls basketball coach.
Couple Meloser mentions tonight.
Oh, yeah. He loved that runner. That was his go-to. There's Rogers coming to that stop at the foul line. Nice shot there by Braden Rogers.
Well, he said, and he was going down the court saying, and one. He must have felt he got fouled right there, but way to elevate, get over the defender.
You can tell he likes that shot. He's attempted it a couple times tonight, nailed it one other time I can remember. Nice extra pass there. Palmer stripped of the basketball.
Well, Palmer unhappy. He thought he got fouled by Talmadge right there. That ball got ripped out of his hands.
And this third quarter chugging right along, 2:43 left. The Wolves lead up to 21, 43-22. Hatch Cousins gets it over outside the arc and originally finding number 30, Travis Johns, who again killed him in that national anthem.
Oh,
excellent job. The only bad part about it, the mic kept cutting out on him.
I know. Felt bad for him.
Nice job there by Johns. Finds that nice bounce pass to Hatch Cousins, who misses the bunny. You got to make those, especially after a young player like that. Get you a nice little bounce pass like that, and maybe could give him a little confidence. Talmadge getting in the way of that one, but a whistle blows.
Oh, Hatch Cousins getting whistled for that.
So Hatch Cousins, as a result, is going to have to take a seat, Josh. And I agree with Coach McCullough there. He said to the referee that was accidental, as there's Alexander once again, who crashes and skies. I'll tell you what, Alexander can get up.
Yeah, he can.
He's
got some springs. They list him at 6'3".
Just a sophomore. Reminds me of a young Joe Rhodes. Very skinny. And
6'3", 150, that's skinny.
Likes to jump. Gonna get his down low.
Yeah, Alexander having a really nice game here for the Wildcats.
At the free throw line, that's something that Joe Rhodes didn't do. lead back down to into the teens. And again, he's shot a nice percentage, has Alexander, from the free throw line, but the Wolves breaking this press again. Osterling pulls it out and gets it over to McCullough. As we hit the 147 mark in the third quarter, but a bad pass by Rogers. But McCullough able to come up with it. He's going to get up in the lane, up off the glass, just a bit short, and McCullough wanting to foul. He was definitely bodied, but
I think he got bodied off. He couldn't use his left hand. He got bodied off, and he had to try and throw it up with his right at the last second. And
Palmer with the power dribble up and in. Gets two guys off their feet, and you got to stay on your feet there.
Timeout taken by Coach Poley. We'd like to thank Schulteis Roofing Incorporated once again, our scoreboard sponsor tonight. One of the leaders in the region in commercial roofing solutions. They can do it all for your business.
We mentioned before, Josh, if you hear our broadcast, not everybody is necessarily, they're local companies or local staples, but they do their business throughout the region. So, if you're listening to this game and you're maybe somewhere outside of this Rural Valley area or even this two-county region, if it's Indiana, if you're a Homer fan, or if you're a West Shamokin fan here in Armstrong County, they do work all over the place. So make sure, you don't just assume that they just do stuff around here. They do it all over the region. And their mailing address, as a matter of fact, is Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah, they have a 412 office number, so located down in Pittsburgh.
So make sure you check them out if you have any large roofing needs, commercial roofing needs. And 25 years of experience in the industry, and quality is the name of the game. As Alexander, Johnny, on the spot, jumps through there, and he's fouled. Nothing the Wolves could do there as he uses that 6'3" frame of his to take some long strides. And
back to the free throw line, Joe. He's been there a bunch tonight.
And he's completely fine with that, as he's been money from the charity stripe, has Angelo Alexander. A great second half by that young man. Like clockwork, Alexander knocks down the free throw, and he's up to 11 points. I think that would put him just 2 points behind the game high. A lot of these points coming here in the third quarter. I'm going to say at least 8 points here.
Yeah, I think he had 4 coming into this half.
And of course, he knocks down both free throws. Whoops. Our clock's going crazy. 28-43, your score, or 43-28 rather. We hit the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Wolves with the basketball. Nico Buffon finds the cutter. That one deflected, but Talmadge able to knock it out. That one's going to be in the region of Buffon, but off his fingertips.
I mean, Talmadge had his whole arm locked up right there. I mean, I don't know how that's not a foul.
Yeah, it impeded clearly his ability to pass the basketball, but I guess that's a byproduct of having a sizable advantage like the Wolves have here, up by 15. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's a shot from the top of the arc, and Owen Ciani is doubling up his scoring total now with 6.
Well, Coach McCullough just called a full timeout, and this lead down to 12. It was up over 20.
Yeah, I think the highest it had been was 21 or 22.
It was 21.
Forgive me for not knowing for sure. 21, yeah, that's what I thought. And a quick flip nonetheless, Josh. That was just moments ago. So this 9-point little run by Homer Center happening rapidly, I guess you could say.
Well, they have definitely been the better team in this third quarter. I don't think that's up for debate. West Shamokin certainly the better team in the second quarter, but Homer's come out of the locker room, and they're not going away quietly. Yeah, and give credit. We mentioned his name quite a few times. Angelo Alexander creating kind of that spark that I think Homer Center needed, kind of putting the team a little bit on his back here, and Ciani doing a good job. The only problem for Ciani has been the fouls, and he's kind of had to take a seat for a nice portion of this third quarter. Otherwise, he's been a kind of a nice little spark plug as well for these Wildcats. But again, it's been Alexander and his ability to. That's the thing. When you draw fouls, you're doing two things. You're getting a foul against your opponent, you're possibly getting somebody into foul trouble, and then you have a chance for points. And he has taken advantage of that, being quite consistent from the free throw line. Rogers with another turnover. So the poor third quarter continuing as
Ciani knocks down another three, and we're down to single digits. A 9-point West Shamokin lead.
Well, you had to think, judging by that second quarter, the Wolves were just going to run away with this in the second half, but the Wildcats showing some real fight here, able to mount a big comeback.
A 21-point lead down to 9 in just about 2.5 minutes as the clock's going to strike 0, but Buffon nearly knocking that one down, but off the back rim. And a swing in momentum in an interesting fourth quarter now set up between the visiting Wildcats and the home Wolves here. Your score is West Shamokin 43, Homer Center 34, a 9-point lead. As we said a moment ago, a lead as large as 21 in that third quarter. Shrunk because of the efforts of, again, Angelo Alexander and Owen Ciani. Primarily other guys, of course, it's a team game. You got 5 guys out in the court, but those two certainly making their presence felt in that third quarter. And just what the doctor ordered, and you said it, Josh, at halftime, and Paul Poley really kind of pulling all the right strings and coming out with a nice game plan out of the locker room. The Wolves clearly winning the second quarter, but the Wildcats punching right back and able to win that third quarter. And as I said a moment ago, really setting up an interesting fourth quarter here for everybody out there and all the folks here live at West Shamokin Junior Senior High School on this Monday night, second to last day in January.
The Wolves' den.
The den of the Wolves.
And I'll tell you what, that 2-1-2 little pressure that Homer ran in that third quarter, it was it was kind of baiting West Shamokin into making some passes that, some kind of longer passes. And if you don't get some sauce on those, because you saw it a couple of times out of Rogers, if you don't get some zip on those passes, they could be easily picked off.
Yeah, that press wasn't working really at all for much of the game, but then really turning it around there in that third quarter and creating some turnovers as a result. And here, let's give credit to Homer too. One thing that really hurt them, and there's another turnover by West Shamokin. Boy, oh boy, thinking maybe down the quarter change might help the Wolves, but that first possession would say not the case. But they do come up with a rebound here and a shot by Krjozic. What I was going to say, Josh, is that what Homer's really done that I think really kind of was understated there in that third quarter is they limited the West Shamokin to far fewer second chance opportunities. West Shamokin was just cleaning up on the offensive glass as Rogers puts up a shot here and no good.
I think Krjozic might have got a little piece of that one.
And that's I think a big reason why that score flipped like it did. Mm-hmm. You're given so many second chance opportunities, and you're taking advantage of them like the Wolves were in that first half. You're going to see an inflated lead like West Shamokin had, but Krjozic with a nice little spin move up and in.
Boy, he backed McCullough off right there. That's Krjozic's a pretty good-sized boy when it comes to the shoulders, you know what I mean? And he used that upper body strength right there to get McCullough off of him.
Numbers for the Wolves. Rogers with a step around. He's going to go up off the glass and good. Nice body control by Braden Rogers and a much-needed bucket for West Shamokin, who saw their lead shrink down there a moment ago to 7 points. And Rogers hits the little runner on the step-through move. Has a chance to get the and one here and get the lead back up to 10 for the Wolves.
Yeah, that was a nice bucket there by Rogers. Like you said, the body control, able to hang in the air, draw the contact, and finish off glass. And knocks down that free throw, get it back to a double-digit lead for West Shamokin.
The Wolves haven't necessarily matched what the Wildcats have been able to do from the charity stripe. Rogers looking to change that here. He does not. Again, front rim, a ball that I think is deflected off of Alexander. Again, he can get up. He's not afraid to sky there. And
I think Ezra Osterling got away with one right there because he was crashing from behind, and he took a swat at the ball, and it went out of bounds. And I was actually kind of surprised that they gave West Shamokin the possession after that.
So 6:24 left fourth quarter. The Wolves with a 9-point lead. Led by as many as 21 in this second half, and the lead shrunk down to as few as 7 a moment ago, and back up to 9. Rogers picks up the dribble in the corner, reverses it to McCullough. 6 minutes remaining, 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Wolves looking for a spark, and who better to give it than Sean McCullough, who misses a shot, tracks down his own rebound. But extra pass by Talmadge. Osterling's going to bounce it inside, but maybe one too many passes there. And now numbers for the Wildcats. Sieni up and good. And just, again, you love guys that are willing to pass the basketball and look to be unselfish. As McCullough getting swatted at. But one too many passes there in that last possession for West Shamokin.
10-second call, Joe.
Wow.
Was
it a 5-second call?
No, they called 10. He didn't get across half court.
That was sarcasm.
Oh.
The ball was not out of bounds for it to be a 5-second call, but that was definitely not 10 seconds.
Didn't seem like it.
I don't care who has the basketball there. That was a very quick 10. But as a result, it's going to keep possibly keep the momentum here in the side of the Wildcats. It really gained some steam here in the second half, as I mentioned. Trailed by 21, and that is dwindling fast here now with 5:22 left. Budner's going to put up a 3 long off the glass, rebounded by Talmadge, reach in by Krjozic. That's been the case, as Palmer now is going to come to the scores table and check in for, I believe, Budner, and for the Wolves it'll be Nico Buffon going in for Talmadge.
Yeah, that's the third foul on Krjozic.
Yeah, and his have been kind of these, dare I say, silly kind of reach-in fouls. You don't need them. The ball's already been rebounded. Kind of just go back and play defense and let that one go. But a couple times just kind of wanting to try to make something happen. Sean McCullough.
Oh man, well.
There was a lot of reaching on Sean McCullough there.
There was two people reaching in on him. Krjozic thought he had the ball tied up for a jump ball.
I mean, I could go either way, but I think the right call was made. I think that definitely was a reach-in foul. And for all the times that Sean McCullough's been battered, even on this press, which right there is another example where the Wolves, Nico Buffon, living dangerously there, throwing it back to his best buddy and point guard Sean McCullough, who's able to corral it and stop it from. And there's a push in the back, a huge push in the back, but a second chance, and who there but Devin Hatch-Cousins. And boy, oh boy, if you want to see one person get pushed in the back so blatantly, it's Sean McCullough. So the lead back up to 9 for the Wolves after the Hatch-Cousins offensive board and basket. Nice box out by Sean McCullough. Listening to the advice I gave him during our last girls game broadcast, I said that height doesn't matter. If you box out well, he's always tell me about size disadvantage and all this stuff. I'm like, you know what, Sean? You box out well, he's going to sky up, nothing doing, and spinning him nearly the whole way around, but we play on. Only 9 fouls called in this.
Yeah, neither team made it to 1-on-1s in the first half either.
Sean out there panning, and that makes me nervous with his asthmas. Krjozic loses a handle on this, but still goes in the direction of the hoop, and that one's stripped away. And now Coach Poley pleading to the refs. Sean's panning. Rogers with a baseline jumper.
Oh, big shot.
That is a big shot. You feel like that's the one where you kind of just staved off the Wildcats. I believe a foul is going to be called. Indeed, it will go against Nicola Buffon. Where's many know him, Nico?
Yep. Sean had to come off right there.
Yeah,
get the inhaler. That's
why I think Nico was willing to reach in there, because Sean was, I said he was panting pretty bad.
Hey, that's a true sign of friendship right there.
Yep.
Pick up a foul to stop play to get your buddy out of the game.
Well, Nico's doing all right. It's only his first, believe it or not. Whoops. Make sure our scoreboard's right. Nope, it's 49 to 38. Coach McCullough signaling to Buffon to switch men with Alex Talmadge, the freshman, number 14. Now wide open on the block. Rogers losing his man. Alexander there again. Talmadge holds on to it, not keeping his head up, throws it to Buffon. Buffon going to try to dribble around traffic. There's Krajosic, Alexander. Buffon loses the handle, ball loose on the floor.
Krajosic and Rogers were rolling around. I think Rogers kind of came over the top by accident and got Krajosic in the lip.
Looking like a couple Lincoln logs just rolling here on the West Shamokin Wolves logo with its scary red eyes.
Yes. The wolf is
demented.
Might be rabid.
Yeah, who knows? So Buffon now, as a result of that, as if somebody had just taken a container of Lincoln logs and dumped them out on the floor. Out of that comes a opportunity now for the senior Nico Buffon at the free throw line. With his team leading 49-40. Get that score updated for you. And Drano for Buffon.
Drano.
They're getting a free plug now too. Like they need it. Buffon, second one up and good. Talk about shooting a nice percentage tonight. Nico Buffon, he's up to 8 points.
Well, that pull-up right there, taken by Braden Dunn. I thought he was going to stop and pop a three. And
Dunn's taken quite a few shots, but nothing doing. His Hatch Cousins' hands active and knocking it out of bounds. But yeah, just can't find the stroke. We've seen a couple of guys here late in the second half be able to knock him down. But Braden Dunn still kind of cold from out of bounds. Hatch Cousins going to get whistled here.
Oh, man, that's going to be 4 on him, I think.
Yeah, he reached over. They're going to say he reaching over the line, I think.
Yeah, delay a game. So break there.
And, you know, here's the thing. The referee, it's his job to kind of signal as he's handing the ball off to the guy inbounding of where that line is.
Yeah.
Normally you'll see that, and that was not the case there. As Rogers skies to snatch that one away and gets it to McCullough, who's guarded by Ciani. A little bit of a push off by McCullough, but what are you going to do when you're getting ridden down the court?
Yeah, Butler just kind of lobbed that inbounds just into the middle of the paint.
And Hatch Cousins there for the putback on the quick shot by Braden Rogers, but again, there's that senior inside presence. Devin Hatch Cousins looking to, I think he'll have a double-double if he's able to knock down this free throw, Josh.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely over 10 rebounds.
Yeah, I would think so. But 9 points here and 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. He needs that 1 point to reach that mark. Don't look now. The Wolves, and there it is, the double-double now for the senior. All three seniors having a very nice night here.
Yeah, Nico just needs one more field goal, and he'll be in double digits.
That one rattles around. Nice rebound. Second chance opportunity and fouled by Hatch Cousins, who that'll be his fourth, I do believe, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll send Caden Vitale to the charity stripe here with 2:20 left. And if you're Homer, your opportunities are fewer and fewer as this clock ticks on. Only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and you had it as close as 7, and now it's up to 14. Vitale unable to convert there.
Yeah, you know, they, as you said, Joe, they had it down to 7, and I thought, oh boy, well, you know, let's see if West Shamokin tightens up a little bit, and they didn't. They've been able to hit some shots.
And Rogers, you got to know where your foot is there.
Yeah. I mean, those are some stylish kicks, but ended up out of bounds right there.
Braden Rogers shows a lot of promise, certainly. But, certainly youthful moments. And you're going to see that with a team that features so many sophomores like himself and some freshmen like Alex Talmadge. But a nice turnaround there by another sophomore, Alexander. Not showing any youthful mistakes on his part, although he does have to commit the foul there on Braden Rogers.
Alexander up to 16 here, Joe, tied for the game high with Braden Rogers.
Shooting probably a better percentage, I would say, than Mr. Rogers, but
Mr. Rogers.
yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I did.
Had to slip that in there. If the Wolves can hold on to this lead, I bet you Mr. Rogers would say it's a beautiful day in this this here Laurel Valley neighborhood. 2:11 left. Rogers at the line. That's again one of the places where the Wolves have consistently throughout the night struggled. So Rogers putting an end to that with a make, retaking the game-high total in points, 17. They're making them both, so nice job there by Braden Rogers here in the waning moments to go 2 for 2 from the line and keep the Wolves up by 14. Nice step around by Ciani, but good defense by McCullough, and Hatch Cousins a little bit out of control there.
Yeah.
Just needed to make a simple play with a nice pass inside, and there's Alexander again. Nice play there. Really give credit to these Wildcats. Young, certainly as you mentioned earlier in this game, Josh, but playing unselfish basketball right there. You see a guy going up, he's already skying, he's high in the air, and it'd probably be as easy for him to try to lay that one in as it would be to dump that off, but instead making the right decision and finding the open Alexander on that left block who puts it up and in.
Yeah, a couple really impressive performances on both sides tonight. You got Rogers with 18, and it's kind of seemed like a quiet 18, don't you think? It's like, yeah, he's made some nice shots of pull-up jumpers that we've seen, him hit around the free throw line, a couple drives to the hoop, but
a couple quick shots. And again, this isn't taking nothing away from Braden Rogers because he's going to be a guy that's going to lead this program, for years, the next few years. He's only a sophomore. But you got to kind of know where you're at in the court sometimes, know the situation, and that's something I think that just comes with age. Mm-hmm. No one is who they are as a senior, or no one's the player that they're going to be as a sophomore. Very few guys have that kind of awareness at that age, and he possesses the skill. He shows a nice-looking shot. He can jump. He can rebound. But some of those kind of underclassmen mistakes, reared their head here a couple times tonight. Taking a couple quick shots and just not knowing where he was in the court. But that's stuff again that will go away. Will go away as he continues to get more and more reps. The phone inbounds it to his buddy Sean McCullough, who is about to get. But there he is. He turned, looking over his shoulder, knew where that guy was, feeling that pressure. Rogers step around, goes up with it. Clearly a foul, but they're going to play on. Budner nearly dragging the feet, almost a travel there. He's going to drive the lane, go up with it. Nice shot, but off the back rim and no good. And a foul by Ciani, and I believe that 4 for him? Yeah, that'll be number 4. I was thinking it might have been 5, but still in good shape with 1:23 left, although the next one will end his evening. Sean McCullough at the line. Misses the free throw. And the other thing about Sean McCullough, he's the ultimate team player, the ultimate point guard. You don't see him taking too many bad shots. You see him kind of play with it himself. This is the first, but knocking down the second. He's up to 14 points. Having a nice night is Sean McCullough. 57-44, 1:13 left. Homer Center, if they're going to make a comeback, they've got to do it now. Ciani gets to the rack, up, no good. Sean McCullough with the rebound. He's got a couple of those tonight, too. Passing the ball well. He's got quite a few assists, got quite a few points. There's a reverse to Buffon, dump down to Osterling. Going to reverse it to Buffon. Homer's going to have to foul. 56 seconds left. And it is committed by Dunn.
Yeah, it took a long time to foul right there, Joe. I thought Coach Poley might have just been calling him off, down 13 points under a minute left, but
McCullough back to where he just was a moment ago, and a different result in the front end of his free throws. Knocks down the first. Up to 15 points is number 15. Second one, no good. So 2 for 4 in his last 2 trips. See him shaking his head, not happy with himself. His Budner, kind of a finger roll runner.
Yeah, that was an interesting shot. He just kind of like you said, kind of a finger roll runner from pretty far away from the hoop.
I don't think I've ever called a finger roll runner before. Foul on the Wolves. It's going to go against Nico Buffon, but he's got a couple of those to give, just a second, and both of those coming here in this fourth quarter. Rogers comes in for Osterling. Josh?
I called a running three-point hook shot last year that's on our Memorable Moments compilation.
You did indeed. It's
down at Kiski area.
It was a unicorn of sorts, just as the running finger roll was here a moment ago, and Nurse Rogers nearly stepped out of bounds again.
I know. He's getting dangerously close there.
He wants to do that pivot every time. It's like, okay, stay in bounds. And looks like with 23 seconds left, the Wolves will call a timeout to give their seniors.
Well, you know, we're supposed to be impartial as journalists, but I'm clapping for these guys.
Yep, me too. Yeah, these guys will get my clapping every single night of the week. You talk about great examples, guys that nice hug there from Coach McCullough to Nico Buffone. And you want to be an example to your classmates. You want to be you want to be sort of an example for what to be as a young man, a young adult, and guys that are about to go to college next year. Be like Sean McCullough and Nico Buffone. And
yeah.
They are great young men. Great for this school. West Shamokin, lucky to have them. And Devin Hatch Cousins.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We don't want to leave him out, but, you know, Sean and Nico, as we said after their senior night ceremony, those are our guys.
Yep, they're high top guys, and then we always back our teammates, and they're our teammates, are Nico Buffone, Sean McCullough, and I think our Nicolay and Photography player of the game is quite simple. It's going to be a three-way tie.
Yes, sir.
For Devin Hatch Cousins, Sean McCullough, and Nico Buffone. Tonight's Nicolay and Photography players of the game. Congratulations to those three guys.
And you know what? They all contributed in a big way tonight, and all very important, you know, to West Shamokin's
thank you.
You know, victory this evening.
Let's see if we could try to get these seniors up here. What do you say, Josh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Nico, come up here at the locker room. Come Sean too. Devin.
Yeah, we got you got the message.
Yeah.
Across down there.
I can project sometimes. I've been known to be loud.
And
first, but certainly not last. Sean McCullough. Josh, you want to hand him wait, we need to bring another microphone here. Sean, we don't have to explain to Sean. He knows just how disorganized we can be.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Sean, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You made us really proud, although I had to pick on you a little bit. So what's up with not including high top on your little senior thing there, but Nico does?
Nico did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Listen, man, this was I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, you.
Not that it's something I should forget about. It's just I was thinking of
you're
in school activities. You know what I mean?
Not that we're in a school right now, Sean.
No, but it's not really connected with the school.
Congratulations, man. Great night tonight. You were doing it from everywhere. You were doing a good job, and this goes to my point. When you box out well, you can get some boards, and you boxed out really well tonight. You're passing the ball really well, and you're really filling your shot tonight. You know, to kind of take us through the night from your vantage point.
Well, definitely, I need to still keep trying to let the game come to me. I feel like I forced a few things, but definitely just still trying to get my teammates involved and attack. You know, can't settle for that many threes, but when I get it, I need to catch it in rhythm and, you know, be relaxed and not all tense and whatnot, but just played hard.
Yeah, and Sean, we always kind of talk about your leadership. It's something that's kind of always evident. You know, you're always willing to kind of put yourself in those dirty areas, and you're not afraid to kind of get in there and kind of get tangled up. And we know you're hurting some of those times too. And another night where you're taking a beating, but kind of talk about that too. And it seems like sometimes you just like to simply just lead by example and do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was brought up. You know, being the coach's son, it's kind of what you're forced to do. And had a lot of talks about being a good leader and how to be one. So, you know, I get it from, you know, the best, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope he listens. The best, yeah.
Yeah.
But just try to go out and play hard, play play the best I can.
Well, you certainly really showed up here tonight. That you made us very proud. You said you're on our team too, so congratulations on. It's not done yet. You certainly have some games left, but congratulations on all you've done. It's been fun to watch you, and it's been fun to work alongside you. And we certainly appreciate you here.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Sean. That's Sean McCullough, senior point guard for the West Shamokin Wolves. Devin Hatch-Cousins, welcome aboard, Devin. Thanks for joining. I know you're gonna have. I know poor Nico. He's gonna be getting a little bit of a Sean sweat, a little bit of Devin sweat. But hey, that's how it goes. Congratulations, Devin. Great night. And I'm sitting up here, and when I played, I was a forward too, and it seems like your game starts on the glass. You get yourself going by what you do on the glass. Kind of talk about that. You're really able to sky and do some work in that area, and it kind of leads to your offense too. So many second chance points in that first half. That's it's really fun to watch. It's a good brand of basketball, real old school, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's always been something coaches always talk to me in the locker room is getting on that glass. So I come out here every night with that, staring at that basketball. Every time it hits the rim, bounces off, I try to get that every time.
Okay, thank you, Logan. Thank you. Do you feel like it's a responsibility of yours? You're kind of that senior forward. You're a team where, you got guys like Nico and Sean that are guards, and, they're going to take care of what needs to be taken care of outside the perimeter a little bit. But you're that guy down low. You kind of feel that responsibility that you need to kind of get down in those dirty areas and maybe kind of show some of these younger guys, kind of the work that needs to get done down there in the paint.
Yeah, a lot of those offensive conversions, going out, getting the rebound, being able to pass it back out to the three-point, and then getting a three-point shot. I really love watching those go in where I get one of those big boards. Yeah,
one part about your game I really enjoy is you play very smart. One thing you do, you sky for the rebound, you keep the ball high. You never really bring it down low. That's the one thing that you're taught from an early age playing forward. And really any position, you get that rebound, you're skying for it. Don't bring it down. And again, that really seems to always lead to second chance opportunities for you. What about your game? Obviously we've seen you in the years past, but this year you've really exploded on the scene. And when I say exploded, it's an pretty explosive player. You're able to kind of sky and get up for it and really impact the game. With what you're able to do in the air and again on the glass. So, what about this year? Do you feel like you've noticed in yourself a little confidence boost, a little bit of athleticism increase? What really about this year has made you stand out as much as we've noticed you?
Definitely being senior year, and I have to go out with a bang. Can't let all these kids think I just came in here just to mess around a little bit. And one of my biggest passions, even JV coming up, always had to get those rebounds.
It's part of being the tall guy, right?
Right.
You're the tall guy. They're always going to depend on you to do that.
Right. Not really any other. Now we have Braden Rogers is obviously getting on the glass too, but going the whole way up, there was really nobody else to get on the glass, so I had to get all of them. So as soon as that ball, I've always got my eye on that ball every time it's hitting the rim.
I'm glad you said that too, because it seemed like a lot of times here tonight that Braden kind of takes a page from your book. He skies, he meets that ball at its peak and keeps it high, and it's. Those are those little things that's important, and I hope you notice that you're doing it. These things are going to rub off on guys. So, yeah, you're graduating. You're in the kind of the stretch run here of your career, but, your play is still going to be hanging around West Shamokin with what you leave with these guys like Braden Rogers. And certainly you can see a lot of his work on the glass kind of being resembling what you've done. So,
right.
Congratulations, Devin, man. It's been fun to watch you, dude.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of this season, and keep up the great work, and we'll be seeing you next time here on High Top.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That was Devin Hatch-Cousins here on High Top Sports. We got one more left for you, and Nico, I'm going to take one for the team here for you, buddy. My burgundy pants, my beloved burgundy pants, getting some Sean and Devin sweat off there for you. Here, do you need me to show you how to put those on?
I think I've had some experience.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think you have. Actually, between these two teams, as we were talking about in pregame, Homer Center and West Shamokin, once again, just as the case was on that night, Wolves able to come out on top. You're a big part of that tonight. All three of you seniors really were, and that was really fun to watch. A lot of confidence. Like seeing you pull the three, like seeing you knock it down. Always going to be aggressive. We can always count on you getting on the floor, and probably plenty of brush burns on you there, Nico. But take us through the night, and we pointed this out too. In pregame, you were knocking everything down.
It felt good. I was just talking to Josh about that, about how every single shot felt so good, and I was like, guys, for once my shot feels good. Please get me the ball.
True or false, though, normally when that happens, does it not translate over to the game? Because I feel like we've talked about this on High Top Sports Network, other guy, me and Doug Flanders, for instance. It never would translate in the past for me. No. So I'm hoping that's not the case for Nico, and luckily it was not the case. You were able to knock him down and shoot from range here tonight.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody was telling me. I didn't think it was that far out, but it must have been pretty
Yeah,
significant because
couple steps.
I heard Coach on the bench, no, as I went to go pull it. So
Yeah.
that's how you know you're pushing your limits a little bit.
Well, you're pushing your limits when I'm even up here going, kind of getting into
No.
a small little ball. Nico, you're that guy again. You're going to get in those dirty areas. You're going to slide halfway across the floor like we saw you do 2 different times tonight. And guys notice that. Is that kind of what you want to leave with players? Because I was even telling Devin Hatch-Cousins here a moment ago that I'm seeing his rebounding ability kind of rubbing off on Braden. Braden's ability to kind of sky and grab it at its peak. Don't bring the ball down. It looks a lot like Devin. Do you consciously think about the things that you're trying to leave this program and these players? Again, a lot of young players. There's only 2 juniors. So this is a team of sophomores and freshmen. Do you consciously think about what you're trying to leave and then when you're playing the game and how you play the game with these guys that are going to be here after you're gone?
Well, every single game I go out, I always tell the guys before we go out about how special it is that we get to play together. The memories that you make here, you don't want to look back on time and be like, man, I could have done this better or I could have hustled more. So when I'm playing, yes, I try to give it my best. It's not just to influence other players, but it's also to show others that I want to play for my team. This is a group that I believe works so hard, and we're not self-absorbed. We work together. I mean, you saw everybody scored tonight. Everybody contributed. It's a great team. Sean doing his thing, driving in, getting fouled, taking it to the lane, scoring. Devin getting those rebounds, putbacks. BR and his pull-ups. Ezra with nice assists. It's just a nice team, and it's something that I believe that younger people looking up at me playing, I hope that they realize that I'm playing for them. I'm not playing for myself, and that's something that is starting to be turned away from in today's game, and I think it's very important that we have team-oriented players and not just self-absorbed players.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think you guys were guilty maybe of making one too many passes a couple times there. Ezra late in the game, I know he made that little extra dish, and that's just a kind of a you don't want to turn the basketball over, clearly, but you do want to see guys that are as selfless as you guys were tonight. And again, that's the one thing that Coach McCullough pointed out about you guys that might be different than in years past is you guys are, there's not that alpha dog that's going to command respect. Like, we know you're going to do your thing there, and you and Sean are those leaders, unquestionably. But at the end of the day, those 2 leaders are 2 very unselfish guys. Sean doesn't have to be the leading scorer. He doesn't have to. And you guys are smart about your shots and what you do. And it's a different kind of look West Shamokin team. And as we said, you guys, I'm sure you're not happy with the record. You've had some tough games this season. But at the end of the day, I think you're probably happy to see the progress that's been made game after game after game. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we started the season pretty good, and then we started to go down a down slope. But that's because we were getting the feel for our guys, and that takes time when you get a new team. Losing big parts of your team like Trevor last year and Bo, that's huge. And obviously not having Lou come out this year because of
you shooting like Steph Curry.
I mean, that too. It's probably not going to happen next year because that's just how I work. But tonight, I look like a superstar shooting that thing. So
yeah. You look pretty darn good shooting it. Keep doing that. How about that?
I like that idea.
How many games are left? I'm trying to think.
3 regular season.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Nico, just want to applaud you again. Not just for what you do in the court, and you clearly lead by example, and you do the stuff that sometimes people don't want to have to do, and you go home with I almost said the S word, a crap ton of brush burns. See, I'm around you, and that's why.
I'm sorry.
You see?
I'm sorry.
But thanks for being an example for all your fellow students. Not just how to be a good athlete and be a good teammate, but be a good young man. We appreciate you. Certainly admire the work you've done here with us. And like we were saying before the game, we're here to cover West Shamokin, but you're our teammate too. So thanks for all you do, and we certainly appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I know everybody on the team appreciates you guys more than you know. So I thank you guys on behalf of the team. It's awesome.
Yep, you're the man.
You're the man.
Appreciate you, dude.
Yep. See you guys.
That is the one and only Nicola Buffon. Thank you, Nicola. We'll see you. Well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for tuning in, as always, on this presentation of Heritage Conference boys basketball here on High Top Sports Network. Josh, any parting words? Anything that stood out to you?
No, I just like to hear that young man talk.
Me too.
He's a high character, high quality individual. And while you were talking to Sean and Devin, Nico and I got a chance to catch up, and he's just a quality young man. All 3 of these guys, all 3 of these seniors. And that speaks to a lot of, the type of culture and program that Coach McCullough has built.
Yeah, I'm trying to flag down Nico's mom, Megan, actually. Oh, they're gone. Well, she didn't see us. Okay. Thanks, Megan. Hey, Anthony. Oh. No, I give up. All right, because I'm supposed to give them a soundbar for our buddy Roy. Let's see if I can message it real fast. But, yeah, I like how you started that. It's so true. It's I could listen to him talk because he's wise beyond his years. It took me. I don't know if I'm as mature as Nico is, and I'm in my 30s. So it's like Nico is just a great example of what you want to be and how you want to represent yourself. And again, I think the school's very lucky to have him and very lucky to have Sean as kind of the leaders of this team and to be that example for all these underclassmen and this young crew we talked about all night, the freshmen and sophomores that litter this roster. They've got three really good leaders when you include Devin and what he's able to do in the post and his skill set. They've got three really good leaders to look up to.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps it up. Again, our Nicola and Photography players of the game are those three guys we just mentioned, Devin Hatch-Cousins, Sean McCullough, and Nico Buffone here on senior night at West Shamokin Junior Senior High School. So, again, want to thank you, as always, for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so very much. You guys make it fun, and we certainly love providing you with the, if you want to call this commentary. But
sometimes it veers off the tracks. But
it can. But nonetheless, we love doing it, and we hope that you guys are enjoying it out there as well, and certainly have some more Heritage Conference boys basketball for you. And before this season is in the books. So, again, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram to see what games we have upcoming because the playoffs are nearing, and we're going to have some awesome coverage, certainly, when that time comes. So please do that, and make sure you follow us and like us on those social media platforms, too. It helps us out a bunch. So, and also our sponsors. Thank you, as always, Carson Boyer Funeral Home, Steffi's Country Catering, Nicola and Photography, Schulteis Roofing, our good buddies over there. 25 years experience, and our scoreboard sponsor tonight. Make sure you look for them for all your commercial roofing needs.
And Phoenix Physical Therapy, Katanning and Roll Valley, and Portage.
Yeah, not going to forget about our friends there. But that about wraps it up. Josh, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Another rare opportunity to do a game with you.
I know, it's been nice. We've gotten to do a couple here.
Yeah, this is a big-time rarity. But looks like the seniors are getting a little bit of a collage over there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool.
But all right, we're going to log out. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. We'll see you again. We got a full slate tomorrow. I believe 3 games on the docket, so make sure you tune in then. Doubleheader at Kiski area, and then a Freeport Highlands boys basketball game at Highlands High School. So we will see you guys then. Have a great rest of your week if you don't hear from us. And may no train pass you by. And Josh?
Stay safe and be well.